Talk about the president's tax plan. White House officials say the plan raises taxes on the top 1% of Americans to benefit the other 99%.
Our national correspondent Kristine Frazao is in Washington to explain the math.
President Obama called for $320 billion in tax increases over the next 10 years. It's money some are calling a Robin Hood-style plan, but money he says will help deal with the country's growing income inequality. So we wanted to take a look at who will pay and who may benefit.
It was a call to not only balance the equation, but to change it altogether by raising taxes on capital gains to 28%, imposing fees on some big banks, and tax increases on college savings plans called 529s. Grover Norquist, president of Americans for Tax Reform, says they're ideas that will hurt the country more than they'll help.
The taxes are so destructive to economic growth and would kill so many jobs, and the taxes on banking would do for New York what the Democrats have done for Detroit over the years, in driving jobs away.
The president would like that new tax revenue to fund free community college and also give tax credits for education and child care for those in the lower and middle income brackets. Since the president first set foot in the White House, median household income has barely moved, and adjusted for inflation has actually dropped between 5 and 8%. Chuck Marr, director of federal tax policy with the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, says that's why it's time for the president to try to make some changes.
His priority is to raise the living standards of working and middle class people. So he's basically challenging Republicans to do the same.
But with the Republican majority in both houses of Congress, there are many who see the president's proposals as dead on arrival.
This isn't real. This is a political speech. If the president wanted these tax increases and wanted these spending programs, then he could have passed them in 2009 or 2010.
And as far as what does get passed in 2015, neither Democrats nor Republicans seem optimistic that much of what we heard in the State of the Union address will show up in the form of legislation anytime soon. The president leaves tomorrow to try to sell his plan around the country. In Washington, I'm Kristine Frazao reporting.